So my test also concluded I can track the bid offer quotes separately on their churns, not as a group.
What does
That
that
was
mean?
good.
I heard
Is
that
it?
one, dude. You nasty bitch.
Hold on, here's another one. Oh, that was just a little pop right at the end. I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
You said separate bid offer tracking?
Oh, cause your bid quotes change separately if your offer change. Like if I jump in on the bid and limit in, it's going to be influencing the bid. Sometimes the offer is not adjusting as the bid is changing. Does that make sense?
That checks out.
Look at your spread. Those numbers are changing at different paces. If I add an 8 lot to the bid, why would 8 lots automatically get added to the offer?
Yeah. That's a good point.
Those numbers are different and independent. And it was important to track that independency. Like when you see somebody add a 500 on a reload, you're not doing it on the offer if they do it on the bid all the time, right? It's independent changes. So, which is important to get this right. Okay, so are we stamping things with our own sequence numbers, or does Sierra do that by default? I'm gonna try to get this code working before I really do anything. I don't think it'll be. I think all the hard work is already done.
Nice little move up there off the open.
Take a look in a book, reading Rainbow. I need to listen to that song actually right now. It's very important for my research. I'm also like horribly tired. So for me, it's not a good idea to just like,
Jump in, guns blazing.
yeah. Everyone in this room must listen to this. Otherwise, you'll be banned. I can do anything. Oh, fuck. I'm fucking up the words. I wonder if there's a rap remix of this. Oh, shit. The DMX version. It's that real shit, y'all.
A nice reversal short off the open there. 10 points on micros.
Wait, you got 10 Oh, you're saying there's 10 points.
No, I caught a 10-point move, but I was on micros.
Oh, dang, dude.
Yeah, I know. If only, but I've got a strict rule. I don't trade reversals on minis because it welcomes too much heat. I need 5 points of risk. You know. But that's still $200. I'm up $200 on the day, and the market's only been open for
How
5
about you
minutes.
stream your screen for now? Unless you don't want
Yeah.
to. Man, I gotta. Jesus.
Is there a way I can stream from OBS to Discord?
You could, but it would take up a monitor. Because you would have to put on full screen mode. Does that make sense? This is why I don't do it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. In that case, I'm going to share.
So just do the one with all the technicals on it.
Yeah, I'm going to share the screen with all the technicals.
All right. So holy shit. Holy fuck. Okay, so guess how many quote changes there are in 1 second? Greg, how many quote changes do you think there are in 1 second right now?
when the bid offer on the spread is fluctuating in 1 second, how many times do you think it's fluctuating? Somebody in the fucking chat. See, when I do that shit, nobody fucking responds except for Greg. But when Greg does it, he's like, oh, everybody's like, everybody like and subscribe, and then everybody's doing it.
That's fucking funny. Yeah, dude.
Nah, no. 1,600 to 2,400 quote records per second.
That's nuts.
A 30-second price chart bar will have 20,000 to 28,000 quote changes. So when you guys are watching your Dom, it's literally like trying to play a fucking first-person shooter on fucking a frame per second. Oh. That means somebody could flash 1,000 for a millisecond or whatever, and you wouldn't even see it.
Looks like acceptance upward. I think there could be a potential long continuation.
Oh, shit.
Or it could V-flush. Which it looks like that's what it wants to do. Nice. Got 5 ticks to the long side there. Nice little slip range with high node support. Zoom in on this a little bit more.
Jesus Christ. Within a millisecond, there's 42 to 57 fucking quote changes.
Sheesh.
How many milliseconds are in a second? I forget.
1,000.
So within one of those 1,000 second, because it goes down to a microsecond, there's 42 to 57 quote changes. And what's crazy, these quote changes are coming straight from the exchange. So the way they're being logged is not, because you can have you have a refresh rate you can change on Sierra charts. So this is designed that it doesn't matter what your refresh rate is, all users would get the same switches displayed in their indicator.
Caught a little short there from 94.25 to 91 on the micros. That was a nice little change in character there because on that big spike, they put in a huge amount of bids. Right here. It's got a little bit of inventory below us, but now we're at a point where there's inventory above us, so that's why I took the trade off. Now it's kind of a coin flip. I don't think I'm going to take any more trades in this area until we see a decisive move. Looks like we might want that inventory below us for the continuation, but I need a good slip range set up first. I've noticed it's a lot harder to join continuation shorts because they're fast. The market goes down quicker than it goes up, but it goes up more than it goes down. So my continuation, I bet if I pulled up my stats on Tradecraft, I would have
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
like getting a
more.
boner, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I bet I would have a lot more continuation longs than I would shorts, but I'd probably have a lot more reversal shorts than I would reversal longs.
Takes more blood flow to get it pumped up.
Takes a lot more Viagra these days.
Dude, just get the fucking Black Panthers from the gas station.
Yeah, exactly. Raging Rhino. We're starting to build some bids down here. And it is thin above. So if they show signs of wanting to take back the inventory, there could be a reversal long, but right now it's still way too early because now you see they're absorbing those offers. So it's super important to be on the right side of the V with these reversal trades.
You'll give me a list of 1 through 6. We can plan after you answer my questions.
Oh, why did that happen? I had a resting order that got filled for some reason.
Yeah, so Greg, within 1 millisecond, there's a shitload of quote changes. Your DOM at any given time is so within 1 second, there's 1,200 quote changes. 1,200 on the DOM on one, and that's before, like, yeah, 1,200 per second. Because I feel like some of the traditional shit that could have been read with quote pressure, it's still there, but they're fucking making it just like go banana nuts so quick you can't see it. I just need to make sure my math is right. So your default time and sales record buffer is 5,000. A 30-second bar is throwing out 28,000. Let's see. So buffer holds about 5 seconds of tape. Our study wakes up 10 times a second, so 95 milliseconds. But the thing is, and that's the thing, is like these studies you're getting, they have a delay to them. So we're reading these sequence numbers even though the study has delay, and then we put the very last sequence numbers I need into the study, which is sequence numbers more accurate than the time and sales, because all orders coming in are getting a number attached to them, like it's just being counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We don't need anything drastic. If everything's good, I don't think we need to bump the buffer setting up any higher. I think we need to continue to have our sequence drops detector. I potentially need something to let me know there's sequence drops, but not necessarily in a logger. I need to potentially get something on screen. For example, the quote 503 has some font that comes up on the screen and it counts what all 503 stocks are connected. Maybe you can copy the exact font style shrinkage on window expansion and contraction, like the 503 top quote. Obviously, we don't need the other buckets that are up there, like LGBT. And maybe we just can have a sequence counter, and the title can be SEQ. And then it just starts storing a rolling history. So anytime there's a drop, it just starts counting it from that point forward. That way I'll know when I'm trading. What are your thoughts and opinions? Also toggle it on and off in F6. And then just keep it yellow for the font. Or actually keep it green. Make it stay green if it is 0, and then toggle red once we start getting a count coming in. Also, I'm interested in a logger to verify the last bid offer by sequence. And if that's what's frozen at the switch, as you're suggesting in point 4. God, it's just like I got this. I went up on 20 milligrams of Adderall, and it's just like I'm like can never quench my thirst.
Yeah, you're fucking thirsty all the time. I hear
It's like,
that,
oh,
dude.
I live in Texas where you're already thirsty when it's hot, and then when I go roller skating, it's even worse. I feel like a fucking psycho that eats babies. I can never quench my thirst. You know, just going out robbing daycares or some shit.
Daycares, what the fuck?
What are you over there losing money because you're quiet?
No, I've got a reversal short on right now, but I'm trying to. If we absorb above this 91 level, I'm gonna have to flat key it. Move my stop up here because now we're starting to make some higher lows. Okay, I got a decent win there for the continuation short. I'm going to take my reversal short off because it's been struggling a little bit. So 2 trades in profit there.
Mm. So you're short.
Was, but now I'm long because we've now reached the bottom of the range. We filled in
Are
all
you
the
giving back
inventory.
that 10 points?
No, I'm up. I've
Okay,
hit
okay,
even more
okay.
winning trades since then. I've got an 86 long right now that's in the money. I think I'm going to pull it here at 89, just because we're now starting to see a lot of resistance at 91s. So that was another winning trade. I'm up 422 on reversals, and I'm break even on continuations, which says a lot about the type of day.
What are
we're in.
you doing to make your trading decisions?
Open interest is a big factor because right now we're kind of ping-ponging between 2 big nodes. However, the long nodes, the long open interest keeps getting absorbed every time it tests. So the majority of my trades have been short reversals every time we come up and test the nodes. And then to pinpoint the entry, to nail the entry, I wait for a slip range to develop, and I wait for, as old school as it is, I wait for a head and shoulders. where we
Okay.
make a new high, we pull back, and then we fail to make a new high, which also gives me slip range advantage because when we test that new high, where it's a slip range, you're putting in a new slip range. So I can get a pretty good slip favor entry, risk the fresh high. It's thin below on open interest, and we're in a larger range, and that's been working really well for me. Continuations, however, I've been trying continuations and I'm break even on them, but they're just kind of violating those high nodes. So you have to be really, really like picture perfect. You need the slip favor advantage, you need the trend advantage, higher highs, higher lows. You need the larger time frame range advantage. There's a lot that goes into those continuation trades, and on days like today, they don't always work, which is nice because if I was only trading continuations, I would be break even. I would after commissions, I would probably be down on the day. But having two different strategies, one that's continuation, one that's reversal, means that I can kind of hedge, if you know what I'm saying. If continuations aren't working, chances are that means that it's a reversal market. If reversals aren't working, that means it's probably a continuation market. So I'm kind of hedging against myself, which some days means you're just net zero, because for every continuation trade you take, you get a losing reversal, or for every losing reversal, you get a winning continuation. And I try not to trade on top of myself. Like I don't put those hedges on at the same time because I think that's stupid. Trading against yourself is stupid. But there's certain windows of clarity where reversals are super clear, like it's probably going to reverse, or there's a window of clarity where it's probably going to continue, and those don't usually overlap. But throughout the session, I'm bankrolling and hedging that we're in a reversal market or we're in a continuation market. And on days like today, we're clearly in a reversal market. It means that my reversal strategy is going to outperform my continuation strategy.
My fucking internet dropped out for like a minute there.
No, you're good. I can explain it again. I'm not stalking anything because we're in a indecisive zone.
So you're using from what I got is quote changes, head, shoulders, slip range. Is that it?
For reversals, yes. For continuations, it's slip range and trend and open interest.
So you don't lean into the stock shit.
Oh, I am. I nailed a really good long earlier today because the stocks were selling heavily on the 30-second, but we weren't making fresh lows. So I took a long, and it was super thin above us, and it just boom, instant profit, instant winning trade. Using the stock heat map. The heat map is probably my most important tool. I lean on that more than open interest these days, especially for
Right.
reversal trades because that's a higher.
Be careful with the bid pressure, because I told you that might be off.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be okay, but and maybe that's what it looks like, but the other one is good. The other one should be fine.
Yeah.
The main one. I don't think you have the Delta Reclaim version I have that draws the reclaim on the map.
No, I've got the old one. It draws it on the histogram,
Okay.
which I still use. I've been using inventory. It's a lot to juggle in my mind, but I mean, I'm also on Adderall, and it's helping. So I've got a reversal short idea here. We're putting in a head and shoulders pattern as we speak. If they make a higher high, I'm going to flat key it. We do have some offers coming in on the heat map, which helps. But I don't want to see these open interest bids keep hitting. If they keep hitting and holding and we make a fresh high, I'm going to flat key the trade. But for right now, it looks good. We're pretty thin below. I'd probably take the trade off around 90 even. It's not a home run by any means, but it could be a nice move down. Sometimes large bids work for me because they get trapped. And right now, it does look like they're getting trapped.
Large
Before.
bids on what?
Open interest.
Oh, okay. You mean large deltas? I think.
Yeah.
Wait.
Large delta.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's gonna be a large bid in there. My bad.
So we're doing a good job of making new lows. However, a lot of bids are hitting here, so I'm going to take the trade off. 94.75 to 92 short. It does look like they're defending the bottom of the range for the time being. However, we have a lot of trapped buyers above us, so I'm not exactly interested in going long here. Plus, the heat map is still going more and more towards the bid side, which is the first time it's done that the whole session. We do have a lot of balance below us on the delta, though.
The cumulative delta.
Yeah. Delta reclaims. They're doing that thing too where they're stacking. I forget what your term is for that, but they're putting in.
Oh, those are support and resistance lines.
Yeah, there's a lot of those below us.
So that can turn into a stop run. It's just they're not. It just means the inventory, the selling is not willing to sustain. So they put in those support and resistance lines.
Yeah.
If it's below us, that means there's just no new inventory coming.
Yeah.
It really, realistically, you do want to trade the path of the least resistance, which is going to be the bigger, wider reclaims. Assuming everything else is agreeing with that, because, well, yeah, shit can happen.
Yeah. Those buyers are now trapped and we're making new lower lows. Could be range expansion though, so I don't have a short setup here, but I do think that's the intended direction because we have all that support resistance below us on the delta. But sometimes
the
it's good
problem
to
is
just
that
watch.
price you'll see that price dance and drop. The price can still drop, but they're not sweeping inventory the way you think. It's just like the dance is so diverged.
They're flicking.
Yeah, they could be.
So now we're getting some bright reds on the heat map.
Oh,
So this
white
is
reds.
white reds, yeah, which means that this is kind of a coin toss area.
What is this whole range up here from 901 and 909? Is it all red?
901 to 909. Yeah, it's mostly red on the 15-minute at least. On the 30-second, it's a little more mixed. On the 3-second,
half and half.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of a coin toss area, which is good because my trade frequency has been pretty high today. So I need a period to just relax and watch it. I don't have to be a part of every fucking move, you know?
Mm.
So we're kind of repeating that pattern from earlier where there's a lot of selling coming in, but it's not going any lower. There could potentially be a squeeze to the upside, but I really don't like how that cumulative delta is looking. I think it could do one of those things where it looks like it's going to break out and then it just flushes all that inventory.
Uh, You say the verdict is one number, SW bad. It must be 0 every bar. That's proof that every freeze used a bid and offer whose sequence 6 below the trigger trade. I understand it's just below the trigger trade, but what if it's below it, maybe 2 sequence numbers out, and it's not the one that's right on the threshold before the trigger switches? Has that been thought through? I've not tested or uploaded any of these studies yet. Or do we see the sequence number for the actual trigger as well? Explain the gap a little bit better. You say it's, for example, small gaps mean fresh quotes. A large gap only means that side was quiet for a stretch. Is this a delta number, or what exactly is the gap? Because from my understanding, there's thousands of quote changes in a second, but these gap numbers are super low for such a high churn. So it was stocks are red and they pushed up.
Mm-hmm.
Could just be a broader range.
So on the gap, what could those 3 records potentially be? Something more than quote changes?
Got a continuation short right there, 89 to 87. I've also got a reversal short on from 93. I'm going to take it off at 86. Got another continuation short, 86 to 85. And I think I'm going to call it there. I'm up $600 on the day, which is a phenomenal day for me. I do not want to give it all back. Up 679 before commissions. But my trade frequency was pretty high today, so I imagine that'll be probably be closer to like 550 after commissions.
Do you have like a max P&L that if you go over, they fuck you?
No, it's per trade. You can't have one single trade to make more than 33% of your P&L. I think daily P&L is unlimited.
Did you answer Ari's question?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What's your account size and how many contracts? I trade a 50K with Lucid. I trade 1 lot mini for scalping and then 5 lot micro for bigger moves like reversals. I try not to risk more than $100 per trade because my max daily drawdown is 1,000 technically, but I keep it at 500. I don't want to lose more than 500 in a day. Let me go through and tag these real quick. So anything that's micros is going to be reversal. So these were my continuation trades. These were my reversal trades. Almost 100% win rate. The 3 micros, don't ever think about it as you have to size up. Because as soon as you start thinking that, as soon as you're like, oh, I need more money, that's a slippery fucking slope. And it depends what time frame you're trading on, man. Like my 5 lot micro trades, I have a maximum stop loss of 5 points, but I always try to move it up. Like I always try to keep it tighter than 5 points, which in the grand scheme of things, 5 points is not a lot of risk. You know, it's still super tight trading. On my micro scalps, my stop losses 10 ticks, 8 ticks, sometimes 6 or even 4. That I can get super tight slip range trades from I move my stop loss up to 4 ticks, you know. So it depends on your trading personality and what kind of moves you're trying to capture. So I'm gonna end my stream.